Hello, everybody. Today we have Wisdom of the Oracle and Oracle of Shadows and Light. All right, all right. Message of the day. Message of the day. Okay. Why? Why? Is that the question you guys are asking? Why? So, two things come out of this. One is that's the question that you're asking. You're asking why about something. The other one is receiving. It's like you're receiving a why of something. So maybe you asked this question before and now you're going to receive the answer. Okay. And why, I mean, receiving an answer to something could be like a direct answer in terms of explaining whatever it is that you wanted to know. Or it could also be like not a direct answer in the sense that your spirit could give you the underlying reason for something, right? Because sometimes we can look at things on a very surface level about, okay, why did this happen? Why did this occur? Why did this person do this thing? And then an answer could be talking to that person and that person explains to you why something happened, right? And their point of view, what was their intention, you know? Another way of looking at a situation like that would be understanding how did you create yourself that situation, even though on the surface it appears that somebody else did it, you know, co-created it with you, right? Did it to you, or that it happened, that it happened to you. But in everything in the universe, everything that occurs, it's only occurring because of an energy that you're emanating out. So there's an energy, a thought that you're thinking, a belief that you have that's been ongoing enough that now it has manifested into a physical reality of some sort. It could be a thing, it could be a person, right? It could be a situation, a circumstance, something like that. So the answer that could be coming, or maybe that's the question that you're asking, is how did this happen? You know, why did this happen? And the universe could be answering you in a way where it explains to you what was the energy that you were emanating that brought back to you this reality that's occurring, you know, right now, right? Yeah, so this goes in multiple layers depending on how deep you want to go to your question of why and the answer that you want to receive. Okay. Oh, I'm interested to see what the Oracle of Shadows and Light is going to say. Let's find out. I really love this card, this Y card, because it says so much in such a simple question, right? Okay. Love is strange. They're saying pick another one. Okay. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I like that. I like that. So, if your question either about your own relationship with somebody, your own feelings, or somebody's feelings for you, or if you're questioning other people's relationships, like you're not understanding why somebody loves somebody, right? You're not understanding why some people are friends with each other. So it could pertain to you, or it could be just like about you're not understanding other people's emotions and choices and things like that. love is strange, you know? You can't sometimes and we were talking about on the surface, and we're talking about below the surface in terms of energy, right? So below the surface in terms of energy, we're all just energy consciousness, you know, like below the surface of being human beings, right? We're all oh, another thing that's coming up, relationships with certain animals, right? Like say you have a preferential for dogs and somebody else likes cats or something like that, right? Like, can you explain why the there's personality differences and personality preferences, right? Yeah, it's just, for some reason it's also coming up like some people have really strange pets. Like not the usual like domesticated type animals. Some people have other animals and creatures that they form relationships with. That's funny that that came up. But yeah, going back to talking about like the surface level of things, you know, being that human being to human being, why would such and such people come together to form friendships, partnerships, relationships of any sort, right? And maybe they're very different from each other, right? And there could be a question of why. How does that, like, if you find yourself being attracted to somebody that's vastly different from you on the surface, you can ask why, right? Or even like personality wise, you know, people would say you find the opposites attract, right? And you're asking why. That underlying all of that, if we just look at the energy of what we're emitting and emanating, right? So a person who say is, for example, very introverted, like why would an introverted person be attracted to an extroverted person and vice versa, right? So it could be that an introverted person who's more like inward looking and inward stimulated, right, could have a spectrum of desires. Maybe the inward looking person sometimes could find the outward looking person fascinating. Like, wow, you know, that's not something, that's not a characteristic that I have, but I find it fascinating in another person. And bringing those two people together with those two different opposite ends of the spectrum together, that there could be a lot of exciting, you know, stimulating moments in terms of one person looking at the other and finding interest and fascination in each other. And then also just like the two different kinds of energies, you know how when you mix sweet and salty together and it's like it's different, but then there's like, you know, combined together there's some kind of chemical, you know, explosion in your mouth or something like that, right? So same thing that happens with different energies coming from people, that you have somebody really soft spoken with somebody who's really outwardly expressive or something like that coming together, that they might find some interest in each other in some curious way, or maybe even a comforting way, that the other person could express something that they themselves sometimes either keep hidden in themselves, or that they just sometimes when you have, okay, so for example, if you're a certain way and you meet somebody that's exactly just like you might find that a little boring, because you could have just been by yourself, because if it's the same all around, right? But if you find somebody that's opposite of you, that's different from you, then that kind of activates and triggers like different things inside you, different thought ideas and different beliefs, right? So that there can be exchange of sorts with each other. So this is talking about like looking beyond the surface level and understanding the energies beneath all types of love relationships, you know, different kinds of interactions with people and connections that people have. And then understanding that actually, it's not that strange. There's something beneath the surface that brings these two people together, right? Or these two groups together, or these two energies together. And then the Pink Lotus Fairy, a time for spirit. I just feel like that's what it's talking about. Like, if you close your eyes and you look beneath the surface of everything and you look at the energies of things, you'll see that there's commonality that explains why things happen. I mean, not just with relationships, but like anything that you find strange, that you don't understand. Why is this in your life? Why is this occurring? Why are you observing this, in some way in your physical reality? If you go within and you meditate on it, you'll see the energy alignment of that situation or that thing or that person or that belief, right? And you'll see a connection there, and you'll understand why this showed up in your life, whether you want it there or not, right? Like, if you have a belief of something that kind of doesn't feel good to you, and you see something outside of you that's occurring in your vicinity, right? And it doesn't feel good to you, that's a match, right? Like, you don't feel good, you look out there, it doesn't feel good, that is a match of not feeling good coming together. And then if you can get yourself to look, beneath the surface, then you'll see that. And then in that way, you can also use that process to turn it around and emanate out the feel goods. And then the universe will bring you the stuff that feels good, that matches that feeling good, right? So yeah, this goes really, really deep. I mean, you can read a lot of spiritual texts and listen to or learn from a lot of spiritual teachers that explain the law of attraction, that explain how energies work, and how deliberate creation or manifestation, like how all of that works. All right. Okay. Awesome. So play with that idea. All right. Thanks for watching, you guys. See you tomorrow.